Okay, so I got a couple messages from people going, you're crazy, if you think that, we can keep up down here. And I'm like, I know, I was young here. You are living amongst a lot of wealth down here, and you're also living amongst a lot of fake wealth. Don't get it twisted. And nothing got me closer to understanding what kind of fake wealth we have here is when my Mini Cooper engine blew up and I had to buy a car. And I was under duress. I didn't have car to show property. So I started looking at cars, and I kind of narrowed it down to, I think, a Mazda 5 SUV, a Toyota RAV4, because they were both reliable cars and they got good gas mileage, and they were still like 35,000. I don't even know what they are now since COVID and the economy and everything. And the payments were still going to be in the high 500s, which I think is nuts. Like, I don't know how you have payments that high and you're still putting braces on kids' teeth. And, I woke up the next day after shopping through some of those cars and in a panic, and I don't know why, but I went to the computer and I looked at Hertz, and the Hertz World headquarters is in Estero, Florida, or they were. I don't even know where they're at now, but they had a Toyota RAV4 with like 6,000 miles on it, and it was like $17,000 or $18,000. It was the same year as the one I was looking at the dealership that somebody drove around a little bit. So I bought that car, and I walked out the door because I had to show property. And it wasn't until then I realized, there are smarter ways to buy a car and not have to keep up with the Joneses. You get a fairly new car. And I've since, become a fan of listening to some of the financial gurus on the internet, and I'm glad I did what I did. It was a responsible thing to do. I ended up selling the RAV a few years later for, I believe, about the price I paid for it, because I bought another car that kind of fell into my lap through, Hertz bankruptcy. I upgraded a car. I bought a newer car, and I sold the RAV and kept myself in a nicer, newer model car. And I guess that's how you be responsible. Now, as far as like living down here and being amongst people, you just have to realize that some of these people, if they're driving a GMC Acadia, like they're making the payment of a house payment. If they're renting and they're driving an Acadia, if they're renting and they're driving a Dodge with a Hemi, I'm just saying, like, you have to have hard talks with yourself about what you are willing to do and not do because of what other people are doing with their lives, because you're comparing yourself to other people's fraudulent lives. You are comparing your insides to other people's outsides. And that's all. Just got to be more responsible with it.